today. Welcome back to Mindful Moments, Mental Health Tea with Dr. T podcast show. We are so excited to be here. Wow, it's been a while. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all of the things, if I haven't already told you. So yeah, come on in and thank you for being here today. We have an amazing show in store for you today. I know I'm popping right out. I didn't even warn you guys before getting started again, but I kind of did a little bit on my social media airways, but I kind of jumped into this today, and so I'm super excited to be here with one of our previous guests, Peyton, who gladly shared her story. And if you've been following me on social media, on my social media platform, then you will know that this season is going to be dedicated, a little chunk of the season anyway, here and there, to hear the story of those that are in your community, right? Those that have gone through things, those who have a story to tell. And so this young lady actually reached out to me, excuse me, it's been a second. She reached out to me, and when I put the episode, or spoke to the community by saying, hey, I'm gonna do this again, and I want to hear from the community if you want to tell your story type thing. She's like, look, I gotta get back on there to do a part 2, to talk about her story, and I'm gonna let her get into that in just a few moments here. But for those of you that are new here, I am Dr. Watts. I am a mental health clinician, where I provide mental health services, mentorship. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, ... I don't really like to stay on myself. You Google my name, a lot of great things will come up. So you can Google me. But again, Dr. Watts here, checking in, and we're gonna sit with you for just a little bit to inform you of a little bit about her story. So I would like to reintroduce my guest to you without holding you any longer. And this young lady is so phenomenal to me. She's been with me for a little while here, and I think it's safer to say that, but I think that we're friends now. And so I think it's safe to say that as she smiles at me. So we always have to get cues, right? But I'm so very excited. Her name is Peyton. Peyton is phenomenal. She is driven. She is goal-oriented. This girl does not stop. She works harder, I think, than most adults that I know. She has the ambition, and so I'm super excited for her to be here today. And again, like I said, this is her part 2. So Peyton, I want you to just jump right on in. I mean, like I told you, this is like an informal type of setting right now. It may look a little formal, but we like to just have that conversation, right? So tell the people who you are. Let them know a little bit about you. Can you give us a quick synopsis of why you're here, like about our first episode, and then what we're going to delve into today?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm Peyton. I'm 19. And the last podcast we did was just a couple months after I'd had my surgery and been seeing Dr. Watts again. And I had a hysterectomy last January, so just a little over a year ago now, due to endometriosis and adenomyosis, which they'd found only 2 months before they agreed to let me have a hysterectomy.
Do me a favor. See, you just paused a little bit, right? And that was a perfect, because can you tell, you just named endometriosis and a secondary condition. Can you give us a quick insight of what those things are? What is that?
Yeah. Endometriosis is a condition where the lining of the uterus grows outside of the uterus. And then adenomyosis is where it's the same thing, but it grows like farther away from the uterus. And it can be really, really painful. It can connect some of your organs and like connect them together. Yeah. And it can be really painful, and there's not a lot of research done on it. The most famous research that has been done on it was whether endometriosis makes a woman more attractive or not. So, little fun fact.
That is, that's a fun, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they don't know what it's caused by. The only real cure for it is a hysterectomy, and sometimes it can even grow back post-hysterectomy, which they just found out in the last 2 years.
It can grow back?
Yeah.
What can grow back? Your uterus?
the lining of
The lining.
endometriosis, like the actual endometriosis.
Like because they basically, like you said, the lining is what they kind of kill off, right?
Yeah.
By doing the procedure. So let me ask you this. I'm like, what can grow back, girl?
Yeah.
What can grow back? And you had a full hysterectomy.
Yes, I still have my ovaries, but I
Okay.
had everything else removed.
Yep, and you spoke about that during the first episode here. And okay. So that is why she's here.
Mhm.
That's what we're going to talk about. So if you have questions, Peyton is more than capable to answer these questions. You guys, when I tell you she's so wise and she has informed herself of her conditions and all of the things around her condition. So this young lady, I trust that she can answer you and she wants to be able to do that. I think that her primary purpose being here is because A, she's so young. She got it when she was 18, which is not common. That is not common, right? They usually don't allow 18-year-olds to do a procedure such as, but because you were so chronic with your disease, they had to, that was the next option to resort for you, right? Wow. And I want to just take a second right there because as a woman, as a young lady, as we're just kind of breathing and taking in just this little bit of the conversation so far, like think about that, ladies, like 18, haven't really started life at all, right? As an adult, not at all. You're a young adult. You don't even know what life entails fully right now. And you had to make this massive decision with obviously your parents to back you up and to say, yeah, we're done with this. We're going to have to do what we have to do at this point, right? But think of the psychological impact that this can take on a person. And so because Peyton knew that, and because Peyton didn't want to go into that deep space, she did seek out extra help to help through the process of the emotional disarray, if you will, that could come about, right? So she wanted to remain regulated as best as she could, and she still has a great therapist that she calls on when she needs to. And that's the thing, that's the key here. So Peyton isn't saying, hey, go and do this. So disclaimer, right? It was medically a medical condition that she had overseen with a great primary care physician in this area. Et cetera, right? So she went through the proper steps, but then she still had to make the decision. Again, a huge decision to make as a young woman. And I commend you for making that decision. I commend you because it takes bravery. Can you imagine being scared, right? Like, talk to me about the feeling though of that. Let's get into that a little bit. I know we spoke a little bit about it, but we're going to take our time just a little bit here today. Talk to me about the feeling of the moment that, hey, this is what I'm gonna do because I have to do it. What emotions were associated with you approaching the deadline date to actually have the surgery?
Yeah, so before the surgery and before I got my doctor to agree to it, it was kind of just like I was completely focused on just getting someone to let me do it. And I knew that it was what I was gonna have to do because 2 weeks after I had the surgery where they removed the endometriosis, I was already in pain again. It was already back and I was like, I just can't do this. It was hard to work. It was hard to do anything. I couldn't drive. Like, it wasn't safe for me because if the pain would happen, I couldn't drive. I would have to pull over. And I remember being at work one day and just like falling to the ground and collapsing because it was so painful. And so up until then, I didn't think I was going to get anyone to agree to it. So I was just so focused on getting someone to do it that when my OBGYN agreed to it, it was just ecstatic, like so excited to finally have it happen. And I was just really excited about it the whole time up until I remember they were wheeling me back. We'd already started the anesthesia, and that was the one time that I ever was like, oh no, like this is actually happening now.
Yeah, for sure.
I just been so focused on getting to that moment, and that was the only time I ever was like, am I gonna regret this? And then obviously I fell asleep.
Yeah, for sure. So it was there.
Yeah.
Boom, you're having all of the thoughts, and would you say that it moved pretty fast?
It did, yeah. I know a lot of people, like, they don't want the surgery, so it's very
Yeah.
different feelings. They feel like it's a last resort. For me, I'd been dealing with the pain for so long
Yeah.
that I'd already like really come to terms with it, and I knew that it's what I wanted.
Yeah. Wow. See? This girl knows what she wants. We're going to take just a quick moment. Okay, and we are back. And so, Peyton, like you said, I mean, it was a thing, one of those things that, hey, this is what I have to do. It's happening. This is how it's affecting me. If I don't do something, and I have to do something, right? Something has to be done about this. And boom, all of a sudden it's here, and you don't remember anything in that moment, right? And so now today, which brings us back here. So we dove into some of the details about what led up to the surgery, you having to have the surgery. And then now, here we are, how many months later?
Yeah, it's been 13 months since the surgery, and I know we filmed it last spring, but I don't remember exactly.
know.
It was like March, April, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of quick after, because I mean, considering, right?
Yeah.
I remember being in shock about it, Peyton, and I was just like, whoa. And you were like, but I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to talk about this thing. So, yeah, you're right. I think it was spring sometime.
Yeah.
I should have looked that up. I'm sorry. Thank God for grace, right? But, and here we are several months later. So, we're going to talk about post surgery, right? So, those feelings, those emotions, those things that came up, and that you are even dealing with now or think about now related to your future, right? So let's kind of talk about that, okay? I want you to ask, or I want you to kind of talk to the viewers about a personal or professional perspective on the emotional journey following the hysterectomy, which I think is only right to kind of start with this question. So my questions I created based upon her response to coming back here to talk to you all, the viewers, about the post-hysterectomy experience, if you will. Whether it's good, bad, I don't know. She's going to share that with all of us today. But I created these questions based upon some of the things that you said to me in just a short, like, little post message, right? A text message. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, so even for someone who was really excited about the surgery, who was looking forward to it, it was really hard for me personally. I was crying every day, which part is just your hormones being all messed up after the surgery, and part just how overwhelming it is, and all the things that you don't think about, like going to your OBGYN for your post-hysterectomy appointment and seeing like the pictures of pregnant women all over the lobby and stuff. And then like going to the grocery store and the baby's clothes are right there. And I had to go to a baby shower after that, and it was really hard. So it's very overwhelming, and it feels really isolating, especially because a lot of people who have had the surgery, like, they don't talk about it. I didn't know that a lot of people in my life had hysterectomies until I brought up that I had it, and then they'll reach out to you. So it can be very isolating, even when you have a lot of people in your corner that love you and are trying to support you through it. They don't really understand what it feels like, and there's a lot of things that they won't think about until you say it, and they're like, oh yeah, that would be hard.
Wow, you're right. Wow, so it's like, you know, going to these things and being a part of it, is it fair to say, Peyton, like, you don't really know how, like, you felt until you experienced or being in a room of women and kids and a woman that's actually pregnant, and it causes you to kind of go into a different layer of thinking about the what if. Yeah. And so and I love what you said. And that's why I always tell people it is so important to make sure that we are being vulnerable, that we are being transparent, because I feel that, Peyton, only healing occurs for people in general when people are just real about their situation and circumstance, right? Like you just made a statement. You never knew how many people actually experience the same thing that you've gone through, which is having the full hysterectomy surgery, right?
Yeah.
And obviously it's not one of those things that's forthcoming, but still, like, it would be nice, because sometimes it feels like, God, am I the only person going through this?
Yeah.
Right? So that's a really good point. And so what you're doing is changing the trajectory of what this looks like.
Yeah.
And you're being a young voice for this serious situation that a lot of women have to make the decision as to A, am I going to do this? Or B, am I not, and just suffer through it?
Yeah, it's really important to me that
Yeah.
I do everything in my power that no one else feels the way that I felt, and how isolating and alone that I felt when I was recovering emotionally.
Wow. Wow. That's really what you just said. Like, what you went through, the isolating feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about that. Talk to us about that. Now, it's just not me and you here. It's us and them.
Yes.
So talk to us about that, the isolation feeling. What did that feel like?
Yeah, it just feels so alone, and you feel like you're in such a dark place, and you're like missing out on so many things. And being a woman it's not about pregnancy and motherhood. You can be a woman and never experience that.
Yeah.
But it still feels like a big loss, and like things that you'll never get. And you can see people all around you that are having that experience, and it just feels like you're so alone. And like the people closest to you who normally can relate to you on all of these topics, they don't get it, and they try, but they won't fully get it.
Yeah. Wow. It's just one of those things, right? Like, if you haven't experienced this, it's almost like, well, how can you fully understand, right? So I think, do you think that what's most important or most beneficial is that people just show up?
Yeah, show up and try to educate yourself and just listen.
Yeah, that part right there. I was just talking about that, Peyton, like the power of listening.
Yeah.
Right? The power of listening requires you to do what? Listen.
Yeah.
Simple.
Exactly.
Simple. We don't have to be an expert in every area as a people. So did you guys hear that? Like, just show up, be available, inform yourself, and educate yourself, and just listen. Sometimes that's all it requires for someone going through things just in life.
Yeah.
Right? See how wise I just took that? And it's true. That's a huge nugget. So thank you. So can you let's go a little further, okay? What are some of the most unexpected emotions people experience after this procedure? And I know you've spoken about like maybe isolation, or like feeling like you're the only one, or becoming very tearful. Is there anything else that you can identify?
Yeah, it's really just like you feel like you need to hide it because it's not something that people want to hear about other than the people that are closest to you. I feel like especially men, like it makes them uncomfortable. They don't want to hear about it. Like I feel like a lot of women try to listen and try to be empathetic and understand how you're feeling, but men just kind of shy away, especially in this topic, because it's not something they feel like they'll ever understand. Or it just feels embarrassing or something they don't want to know. So it feels really isolating, especially from the men. And just like, it's really hard. You'll feel happy and then like you remember it sometimes, especially in the first couple months post-surgery.
Wow. What are we gonna do with her? We love her. Okay, you just said something else, right? Like, when you said about men, what men in your life?
Well, my dad, really. I love him so much, but I feel like I had to explain it in greater detail for him. Like, I feel like a lot of women understand that it was a choice that I made to have the surgery, but it was also not a choice. It was a choice that I had to make because I couldn't work. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't drive. Like, I had to decide to do this so that I could live. It was something that I decided to do, but it's something I had to decide to do if I wanted to keep going on.
Wow. It was something that you had to do if you wanted to live, is what you said. Right? And so that's powerful. Again, powerful is the word of the day, in case you all did not know. I expected this out of you, but they didn't, right? Because they don't know, right? And so this is going into a deeper layer of the now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Connected to as a result
Yeah.
of the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're talking about, the surgery. And what I'm seeing in my mind too is that people go through mountains in their life, and that was one of your mountains. Yeah. And so to live, right? So sometimes we as people, we go through life daily,
Mm-hmm.
right, with all of the things that we go through, and sometimes some of the things are so heavy that it takes us down. And this was your thing that was trying to tear you apart, and you were not living your full life.
Yeah.
And you didn't want that for your future.
Mm-hmm.
And so you made the executive decision, no matter what, like, we got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm just reiterating that because, again, this is a huge decision that most people are afraid of facing and having to go through. So the bravery, I mean, can I say bravery here? You're a superwoman already. So talk to me about, as a woman, how does this impact a woman's identity or womanhood?
Yes, yeah. It affects
This
it a
question
lot.
is good,
Yeah.
right? You're like, this is where we get into it. Talk to us. Yeah.
It affects it a lot. Like, most women, you at least have the choice of becoming a mother.
Mhm.
You can decide if that's the path that you want to take. And even if I didn't have the hysterectomy, I couldn't have had kids. My doctors told me that there was a 99% chance that, like, 1% out of 100, that if I got pregnant, I would successfully carry all the way, have a healthy baby, and that I wouldn't die. 1% chance.
Yeah.
So really, like, I couldn't have had kids anyways. And so it affects how you feel about your womanhood. Like, there's a little bit of, are you less than a woman? And you know you're not, but it feels like you are for a little bit when you're healing from it all. Like, you're missing out on a really big part of what a lot of people see as womanhood. And, like, you'll be a mother, but you'll never know the intimacy of, like, feeling your baby kick inside of you and, like, knowing that you carried this person and made them and protected them for 9 months.
That's why I brought tissue over here. Because I'm a mom, right? I'm a mom, and I'm going to be very transparent here. And, you know, I have 3 wonderful, beautiful children. I had a baby almost 3 years ago. Goodness gracious, I have a baby at 40. But those things are something that you can laugh at with me, but you don't know what that is, or you will never know. Not that you wanted kids like right now, but the future you, right? You will never know what that is. And just the thought of women, come in here, come in here and talk to us, come sit with us. Knowing what this, we don't like anyone to mess with our womanhood, right? We like to do our hair. We like to put on makeup. We like to do our nails. Girl, your nails are so fire. And so, but those are little minute things, right? On a larger scale, we don't want anyone telling us who we should marry, how we should love, who we should love, right? If we're going to have kids or not. So to actually have to face this new part of your life, that, hey, this was stripped from me because of something I didn't ask for. I had no choice. Go ahead.
I felt like I had a lot of people, like, I would mention how I couldn't have biological kids, and, like, they'd be like, yeah, but you can adopt. I want to adopt. I'm going to be a mom, but it's not 100% the same.
It's not. And you're gonna be, she's painted so sweet. I gotta be a little biased right now because I just, like, adore you. I think you're so adorable. But when that time comes, the future Peyton, because I got a daughter almost her age. We don't want no grandbabies yet. I'm speaking for your mother as well. Not yet. But when the time comes, a person like you know what I mean, should be a mom. And the person who you're going to be a mom to is going to be so blessed immensely. Okay? So keep those qualities of who you are. as a woman, because no one can take that part of you away. No one can take that away. Okay? Whew. Girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying to keep us on track here because we just turned into a whole session, right? But we're not going to do that. So how many people talk about physical healing? I'm sorry, many people do, not how many people. Many people talk about physical healing, but not emotional grief. What type of loss can accompany a hysterectomy?
Yeah, I feel like that's what a lot of people think of when they think of the surgery. Like, wow,
Yeah.
it's a long recovery, it's a hard recovery, you're getting an organ removed.
Yeah.
And it changes a lot of things about
Sure.
how your body reacts. But most people don't touch on how emotional it is. And if they do touch on it, it's just like, oh, you can't have kids. Like, that's really hard. I'm sorry, that's rough. But they don't think about all of the other little aspects of how paralyzing and controlling it can be.
Yeah. Oh, paralyzing. Oh, that made me feel, I felt that when you said that. I literally felt something through my body when you said paralyzing. Like the after effect. I keep hearing like the after effect and impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is getting deep, y'all. This is getting really deep. What are some things people miss that others may overlook or minimize?
Yeah. I think, like, as I touched on the baby shower, but it's like opening gifts with your partner, telling your partner that you're pregnant, going shopping with your mom for baby clothes, like just a lot of different things that you wouldn't think of exactly that are really rough, like going and having an ultrasound with your partner, like all of the little things that you overlook. I'll be a mom, but I won't get to experience those.
Yeah. And it's almost like you have to just like accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Because what are you to do? But there is something, and I don't mean it like, oh, what are you gonna do? Like, there's nothing. Yep, just go in the corner and cry. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
We have to be cautious on this show because, you know, as a clinician and as people reaching people, a person reaching people, I have to be very careful. I'm very careful. So that's not what I mean. But what I mean is there's no other option there, but there are. There's no other option in the perspective of I'll wait and have a baby in a couple of years. That option is no more.
Yeah.
Not physically, not yourself, not your own body anyway, right? So like you said, I will adopt. There are other options. And trust me, if you are into adoption, disclaimer, please reach out to a worker to help you navigate through that process because there are people who need people. And that's what Peyton's going to do. So there's an option. There are resources, but sometimes people feel like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do, you know what I mean? Like if I can't do it myself, I don't want to do it at all. So speak to that person. Can you speak to that person a little bit?
Yeah. Like if that is how you feel about it, if you don't want to be a mom, if you can't do it biologically, I feel that. I relate to that.
Yes.
It's valid. But if you really do feel like your calling is to be a mom, there are so many babies that are looking for a loving family, and you can be that for so many people.
Thank you. I think that people just like give up on themselves. And I want you as a person, as a woman who has gone through this process and still going through it and learning to navigate through your life as it is today, right? It's sometimes helpful to hear from a person who's been through it.
Yeah.
So thank you. How can individuals honor these losses while still moving forward and healing?
Yeah, I definitely recommend talking to someone. It doesn't have to be a therapist, but I think that is what really helped me heal through it. But don't bottle it up. Don't be ashamed of how you're feeling about it. Talk to someone about it.
Someone. Yeah, no, go ahead. Is that it? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm just adding, girl. I'm letting you take over. I told you like the co-host today, like because you have such great information and feedback to give to this topic, right? So talk to someone, like Peyton said. It doesn't have to be a professional. I always do say if it gets to the point where you feel like your special someone or your safe space is not doing enough or giving you the feedback that you need, if they're gonna just, just kind of,
Yeah.
be a yes person
Mhm.
and not give you both sides, then please seek a professional resource. Um, so we kind of talked about isolation already a little bit, feeling alone. Um, and it's so interesting because you got into a lot of my questions without even me going through the formality. Um, and so what are signs that someone may be silently struggling emotionally after the procedure with?
Yeah, I remember I was on a trip with my best friend, and we just went to like one of those stores around Disney that has all the fake merchandise, and there was a bunch of like kids' clothes, and I just got really quiet. And you just have to pay attention because, I mean, we were in public. I didn't want to start crying. I didn't want to talk about how I was feeling. But you just have to pay attention and let them know that you are listening and you do see and you're paying attention and you see what they're going through. You see that they're struggling, and you don't have to make them talk, but just let them know that you you see what's happening.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I want to talk about, as we kind of wrap this down, it's coming to an end, a little bit about confidence, empowerment and owning the decision and choice that you made, right? So what does it mean to feel empowered in a choice that may carry grief?
Yeah, you have to grow into it.
Ooh.
You will have so many people, probably I will have people forever talk to me about this decision, and everyone has an opinion. People that don't understand, that don't know the full story, that just know I had a hysterectomy. They don't know all of the steps that go to getting it. They don't know how hard it is. They're all going to have an opinion. They're all going to have something to say, and you just have to have full confidence in that you did what was right for you. And even if you do come to regret it, which I don't, but if you do come to regret it, that version of you made that decision, and you have to be confident that that's what that you thought would be best for you in your future, and just be confident in your decision that you did what was right for you.
Absolutely, Peyton. Let me ask you, how can people show up for you and support you? When I say people, and you said it earlier, listen, show up, educate, inform yourself. Right? That's of the obvious, honestly, but some people don't get that. So, but people that's close to you, like your parents in this case, your siblings, your best friends, your close friends, your cousins, whoever that person is, how can people show up for you best?
Yeah. Again, just really have you on listening, but also pay attention to the person closely and think about the things that they may struggle with.
Yeah.
And so then when those things happen, you can be extra supportive, and that support can look like anything, just kindness, an extra smile, let that person know that you are paying attention. Absolutely. And you're not just going through and it was a year ago, so it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter.
It still matters.
She just said, don't minimize her situation. Don't minimize her grief. Don't minimize what she's gone through, or anyone such as, or like you, has gone through such like situation, right? I'm just paraphrasing what you said, right? Minimize came up right when you said what you said. Don't minimize it.
And continue to educate yourself. Like, to this day, my mom still sends me articles about endometriosis and stuff anytime there's a new study done. And that just really makes me feel seen.
Sorry. Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, that another moment. And her mom is super amazing, by the way. I have to add that. Super amazing. And she does. I know your mom is very supportive in this situation and has been, like, your person, your ride, like we say, ride or die person, right? But the person to stay by your side and support you, and not just you, but educate, the family, your brother, your dad, your grandparents, what have you, of the situation. So, as we end here, what would you like to leave the viewers with, Peyton? Like, any affirmation, any mindset shift?
Just continue to be confident in what you did, and continue to educate yourself on what's happening and the studies and the misogyny that is in the medical field and how that affects endometriosis and hysterectomies.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Peyton.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I want you to come back. Like, don't let this be the last time, okay? She said, yeah, y'all. So she's going to come back and sit with us. And I think that today was a great episode. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you for sharing with the world these parts of you that most people are afraid of doing.
Yeah.
So you are doing something here. You are making an impact, and you have made an impact with me and with others that are going to be viewing. So I thank you for being a part of our family here at what is the name of the episode again? Mindful Moments Podcast, Mental Health Tea with Dr. T. You guys, show me grace. We'll be back. Thank you again. We are out, and we thank you for sitting with us for this episode. Don't forget to ask your questions, concerns, or anything regarding this episode, and I'll be sure that Peyton gets it. All right, we'll see you guys. Peace, love, to each of you.